Hello, everybody. Hilary Connor here. Last night I said I would post up a little video on managing anxiety this morning, and I want to try and keep this as brief as I can. I've tried a couple of times and I keep going way over because I keep talking too much. So this time I'm just going to go straight into the tips for managing anxiety. But first of all, what anxiety is when we are placing our power outside of ourselves. And it clearly won't work when we're placing our power outside of ourselves. We got to take our power back within our own system and use it from there, okay? And here are a few tips to keep you grounded in doing just that. Number one, bring your attention to your breath. Breathe into the count of 5 slowly. Exhale slowly to the count of 6. And take a breath in between. So breathe into the count of 5 slowly. Pause for a moment and exhale to the count of 6. This has a couple of benefits that are a bit too long to go into, but from a scientific and neurochemistry perspective, it brings our attention out of our fear center of our brain into our prefrontal cortex. The fear center in the brain is the one that sends out the hormones like the adrenaline and the cortisol and all of those things that cause us to feel like we're out of control, and our heart to race and our body temperature to go up and our breathing to quicken and everything else. Breathing, taking control of your breath brings your attention. By deciding to take control of your breath, you're bringing your attention to your prefrontal cortex. That's the executive center in the brain, and it's the part of the brain that will also send out the dopamine and the happy hormones that get you to feel good. That gives you a sense of reward. Like if you hear you pass a test, or somebody compliments you on how well you look, or a meal that you cooked or whatever. That sense of thanks, that's dopamine, right? That's it. That's the dopamine hormone flowing through your body. So your breath, it will also ground you, which brings you into the next one. Look around and see, pick out 3 colours. Just look around you wherever your environment is. When you feel the anxiety building up, in those moments, look around you, pick out 3 colours. It could be white, it could be blue, it could be yellow, it could be some other colour, right? Pick out 3 colours. Just observe them. Listen to what you can hear around you. It could be a plane going by, it could be a coffee machine, it could be people talking, it could be traffic. Just listen. Pay attention in that moment to the sounds around you. Think about what you can smell. What sense can I get? Again, it could be the smell of coffee. There must be coffee around here somewhere because I keep saying coffee, but there's not. But it could be the smell of coffee. It could be the smell of, perfume, or car air freshener in the car, or something else. But what can you smell? Just bring your awareness into what you can smell. See what you feel, right? Feeling, it could be your phone or your keys or files in your hand, but just become mindfully aware of what you feel. What it could be your clothes, the textiles that you're wearing. What can you feel, right? And just ground yourself again into that, using the 5 senses to ground you down into the moment, right? Again, encouraging your autonomy and bringing your power back into you. That's what it's really about. And the third one is, again, it's just grounding. If you can, if you're in a position, if you're standing up or sitting down, feel your 2 feet flat on the floor, right? And ground yourself in the space that you're standing in or you're sitting in. If you're lying down, feel your body on the mattress or on the chair or whatever it is, okay? Again, you're bringing your power back into the moment. Now, the next 2 little tips is really, they're more so for long-term ongoing, right? It's how you become aware of how you're speaking to yourself. All of the people that I've worked with that have come out of anxiety successfully, really successfully, they all had one thing in common. They began to change the conversations that they're having with themselves, right? Ultimately, anxiety will flow from a belief down deep in our subconscious mind that you're not enough. I am not enough. Now, I am not enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not intelligent enough. I'm not liked enough. I'm not capable enough. Whatever it is, it comes from a belief. That's it. This is my opinion. That says I am not enough, right? So the trust in ourselves gets wavered, right? Now, that's a conditioned belief because we're not born thinking that we're not enough. We learn that as we go along the way, right? And as long as a belief is a limiting one, it is not aligned with your truth, who you really, really, really are. Because as human beings, it just doesn't get talked about enough, so we don't believe it as much. We are intelligent beyond all of our awarenesses. Do you know what I mean? And we have more resources within us, way beyond the awareness that we could even imagine. Right? We just don't talk about it enough, so it doesn't get enforced enough. So that limiting belief of I am not enough is not true. And we need to change the conversation around that in small little ways, time and time again. So you do that by changing your self-talk. And instead of saying things like, I can't, I'm not able, or I'm going to fail, or whatever it is, what if I can? Or what if I've got this? And standing back again up into the grown-up self, into prefrontal cortex, I've got this. Be it a job interview that you're going for. And I don't mean it in a cocky way, I've got this. It's not that. It's like I've every reason to believe in myself. Because I have done the work, I have done the study, I have done the reading, I have, developed, I have the experience, whatever it is. If you're going to deliver a talk or a presentation, same thing. I know what I'm talking about, and I'm just here to deliver. I am enough in my delivery of what it is that I'm here to share. Really, I am enough. Talk to yourself with words of self-love in the very same way that you would talk to a loved one or a best friend. Talk to yourself with love. And talk to yourself with compassion and act on that. Talk to yourself with love, talk to yourself with compassion and act on that. And believe yourself as well, because you're believing the negative self-talk, right? And you're doing a pretty good job of that, because if you're watching this video, obviously anxiety is something that's affecting either you or a loved one. So try talking to yourself with a positive self-talk from a place of love and compassion. Make it a habit, time and time and time again. And in doing so, it will become the default habit that you just do. All right? But the important thing is that you take action. Be gentle with yourself and take action on the positive self-talk, the loving self-talk. Yeah? And I think this is probably a big one. Remember as well, like as you practice the breathing techniques, as you practice grounding yourself, as you practice, using the 5 sentences to bring all of your power back into the moment, managing anxiety is a series. It's not just one day you wake up and it's like, oh, I'm all better, I don't have anxiety anymore. It's not like that. Managing anxiety is a journey that's filled with little wins along the way. That every time you find yourself facing anxiety and anxiety bubbling up in your system, it's practicing the techniques. And as you do, you grow in self-awareness. You grow in self-confidence, and the more you grow in self-confidence, the more you grow in self-awareness. The more you grow in self-awareness, you grow in self-confidence, and you're listening to that loving self-talk that you're giving yourself, and you're acting on that. And from there, things change, and it gets to a point, it's all little wins along the way, until it gets to a point around 3 or 6 months later, you look back and you say, oh my gosh, things don't actually affect me in ways that they used to in the past. Like 6 months ago, I would have been completely different. I would have thought completely different. I would have had a completely different opinion and perception of myself than what I do today. So remember that. Give yourself the time and commit to being loving and being kind to yourself, and knowing that you have the power and practicing that power as well. All right, and step by step, one step at a time, you do get better and better and stronger and stronger. And finally, this wasn't what I was going to share, or it wasn't on the list for what I was going to share, but I will say, like I said in the post last night, please share, please talk to somebody, please reach out, because anxiety is something that we can with commitment and with effort, we can come out the other side of, right? But it starts in love. Right? Anxiety comes from fear. This starts in love. So share, reach out to somebody, talk to somebody, and yeah, because you weren't built for that. We're not here for that. We're not here to go through our lives feeling anxious and filled with self-doubt and feeling disabled and feeling stressed. That's not what we're here on this planet for. We're here on this planet to experience the joy of who it is that we are, and we do that through being loving to ourselves and connecting with each other as well, and holding the awareness of who it is that we are. That's it. I hope that video helped. If you feel it will help somebody that you know, that you love, that is experiencing the bouts of anxiety and it's blocking them in their path, please feel free to share away, save it to your device if it's something that you would like to come back to, or if you would like more help or more information, just reach out, send me a message, and I'll be more than happy to help. Okay, thank you, God bless, and have a wonderful day.